time for the coffee. And part 6. All I can say is be patient and trade up. I don't know how to. I don't really know how to do it. I remember my example that I always go with is that I took a set of gore riders that I found, and by the end of the night, I ended up with a fortitude. Wasn't a perfect one, but it was fortitude. And I just traded gores for a rune. I took the rune and I said, okay, somebody wants this rune, and then I got a hell of a deal late at night where somebody wanted, I think it was like a pull rune or something like that I traded them for. Matter of fact, it was a pull rune. And I took the pull rune, and somebody had like an Iraq sash or something like that, and it said Iraq sash for pull, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, because Iraq sash usually goes for like a high rune, depending on what it is. I've seen them go as high as 3 high runes for an Iraq sash, but I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'll trade a pull.
If I'm not mistaken, is around about 2 high runes.
Average for an Iraq. So, I mean, I got a hell of a deal. And mind you, this was 6 months ago, but it was still a good trade. And so I took the pull, traded it for an Iraq, knowing in my mind that the Iraq sash was worth at least a high rune. Took that Iraq sash, turned around and flipped it for like some Archon plate or something like that somebody had for trade, and they weren't looking for anything. They just said Archon plate for trade, and I went in there, offered the Iraq sash, and I'm like, okay. And this just so happened to be 14 ED. It wasn't 15 ED, but it's 14 ED on the enhanced defense, and traded the Iraq sash for the Archon plate, and just happened that it was 3 sockets. So I took that 3-socketed 14 ED Archon plate. The next day, was playing some more, took the Archon plate, or actually it was the next day, it was the next morning, this was after midnight at this point, took the Archon plate, somebody had looking for Archon plate, and they had fortitude for trading. I took the Archon plate, traded it for fortitude, there you go, my Merc has fortitude. And that was on a, I ended up putting that on, I don't know what Merc it was, but anyway, my point is that if you're patient, you can always trade up. And that's a good example of how you can trade up. And you've told me several times, I remember you bragged on a trade that you did not too long ago, and this has been a couple of months ago. You're like, I took like a chipped topaz or something, and look what I got. And it was like freaking, I don't know.
I don't remember.
But I mean, you know, you've come up with your own where you traded something so minute, and you traded this for that, and traded this for that. And it's one of them things where you have to step back from the bail runs, step back from the MF runs, take an item that you have, and act like it's a swap shop on Battle.net. Because that's pretty much what it is. And if you're patient, you will find the items. And if you didn't understand what I was talking about, took Gore Riders, ended up with Fortitude. Now, how the hell that happened, I don't even know. But that's how it happened. Got the Gores, got a pull, got an Iraq, got the Archon plate, ended up with some Fortitude. So 5 different trades that I did in a night and a half, or I'd say, well, not a night and a half. I started playing like at 8 o'clock at night, ended up playing till like 5 in the morning or something like that. So it was a long process, and I wasn't just sitting in trade games just looking at, you know, talking and chatting all that. Yeah, I went to a couple of bail runs, and yeah, I went and did a couple of Magic Find runs just so I don't get locked out, because if you hang around in channel too long, you will get booted if you just sit there looking at trade games. But, you know, and I went to some of these free for weight games to see what they had. I just took a step back and said, okay, tonight I'm trading. Tonight I'm going to find me some good stuff. And there you go. I mean, that's just how, I mean, it's just that easy. It's really not hard to do trades if you know the commerce. And I know getting into the game, for me it's easy, but for you, getting on there, you don't know what's worth what. That's what's kind of...
Look at the trade games.
Right, just look at the trade game.
Be patient several days. Just sit there for a minute.
Right.
And look at what people are offering for certain things.
And
look at what people are asking for what they have. And I mean, you know, some people, you know, want or ask outlandish things, but it'll at least give you like an idea. You know, when you see the same thing over and over again, you can click in your brain, hey, this is how much that costs.
Right. And that's, you know, the whole time we've been sitting here and you're looking at the screen or looking at the monitor, you've seen trade games flash by. And I should have said this while, or before we actually got into the conversation of talking about how to trade, is to watch. Rewind and watch it again. I'm sure a lot of you will. But what?
There is an example of something that's not going to happen.
Ohm from all, yes,
Right.
because that's one high rune for, in essence, 2 high runes.
Basically, yes, because Maul and Ist are worth the same thing as a high rune. So
All right.
that unless they find someone really stupid.
And then this person
Not
is
gonna
going to end up making a new game called this, because they tried to get somebody. All right, and this right here is going to be hard pressed. That's going to have to be one hell of a low Haws for 2 high runes, because a good Haws can go for 3, 4. I mean, if you get that depends on the stats.
Defense.
Yeah,
that just depends on
it.
The enhanced defense. Phoenix is just going to depend on what the stats on it are. The redemption and the enhanced damage being the most important. So, I mean, you can get a low one for cheap, or you can get a high one for a whole lot. Just depends. And Phoenix is also a ladder-only rune word, so it's going to be one of the things that's kind of hot right now.
Hoto for high runes. And see, they never tell you how many.
And they also didn't tell you what the resistance of the Hoto is.
Pull for Jaw. Good luck. Yeah, there's another one.
That one's not going to happen. Yeah, I don't think so.
50 Death Web.
A negative 50 resistance Death Web is worth a few high runes.
Alright. What is this?
Natalia's armor for trade.
Okay. I have like 5 of them sitting on 2 mules that we just looked at before we did the video shoot.
They're pretty common. Good luck on getting something for them.
I'll give you a tier rune.
Yeah, it just, I mean, yes, you can always get lucky. You can find someone who happens to be looking for it at the right time. But in most common everyday, good luck with that.
Let me ask you this while we're on here, because neither one of us is on the Ariat Summit, or Ariat Summit, however you want to pronounce it. Just want to test your knowledge right quick. Can you list the runes? How good are you? Can you list runes from L to Zod?
I don't know if they're going to be in exactly...
Well, it doesn't have to be in exact order, and everybody out there understand, as long as they're all listed. I know everybody right now is like, oh, I can open a tab, I'm going to see if she's right. Let's test the goddess of all D2's knowledge of runes. Not necessarily in order, but see if you can list them all off right now. That'd be something fun right here. Because you're going to have to know, everybody out there, here's the point to it. You're going to have to know most of your runes to be able to trade for them, so you might as well learn your dollar bills. L rune would be like 25 cents.
Okay? No, L rune would be like 1 penny.
Okay, L rune's a penny. All right? So you can just start off there. All right, so L.
L, Eld, Tier, Nef, F, Ith, Tall, Ort, Raw, Thul, Am, Sol, Dal, Io, Hel, Lum, Ko, Lim, Pull, Mal, Ist, Gull, Vex, Lo, Sir, Ja, Bur, Cham, Zod. Which is pretty close to their actual order, but probably not exact.
And it doesn't matter if it's exact order, but I mean, that's pretty damn good right there to be able to list off all the runes on the list. If there's 1 or 2 missing out there, I'm sure you'll let us know. Alright, so anyway, we're going to wrap this up for this segment of the trade. If there's something else that we come up with here in the future, we'll be sure and let everybody know. We'll do a follow-up video maybe later on for deeper questions that people have on trading. But basically, the bottom line is this. Get on here, play, hold items that you think are worth something. Hell, even getting the channels over here, or if I'm online, or you see part of our crew online, here are the account names of the people that we play with. You'll notice that only Kitty and I are online right now, but there you go. That's my friends list is full on this account, and you can get with these guys. They're pretty good. All 25 of these people are hella players. They can help you in any way that they have knowledge of with trades, I'm sure. And just tell them that CraftChest or D sent you to ask a question. Okay? Don't spam them if they don't answer you. Just leave them alone, because some of them might not want to be bothered. Like Tom, good luck. He's not going to answer anybody but me or Kitty or JP. And that's pretty much it. Maybe Al.
And if he did, you may not understand him.
Right. You have to understand Tom speak. The Vietnamese, French, Canadian that we all know and love, the god of all D2. So anyway, look. Bottom line is this. Get over here. Look at the trades. Look, see what people are actually trading for. That's how you're going to learn the commerce. This over here. Now, just like we said before, Be careful. You're not going to get, you know, a Maul Ist and trade that for one high rune. That would just be silly, since we already went over that Maul and Ist usually go for high runes. But just watch for the typical trades like this one. Littlest for Ko, that one that just flashed by. That's a pretty common trade. Okay, that's about what a Littlest is worth. Alright, that's it. So remember, everybody out there, tell them. What is it?
It's a craft of the mind.
Oh, y'all are just so weak. Weak! Even Stormkiller's going to get all over y'all when he watches this video. Come on, let's do it enthusiastically. It's a craft of the mind. Go out there and have some fun. You don't even know that? Oh, you're killing me.
Shale.
A shell rune.
I forgot the shell rune.
And that is very typical. So shell rune's the only one that you forgot. That's pretty damn good, though, I think. Impressive.
And pretty close to their order.
Pretty close to the order, too. Look at there. That's when you know you play too damn much.